Chris, expressions of great relief from both current and former DOJ officials. This was the nightmare scenario for them. Look, they know they're going to get most likely a nominee who shares Donald Trump's jaundiced view of the Justice Department and of these special counsel investigations of Mr. Trump over the last 2 years. But this was shocking to them.
Well, folks, a line we all thought that we would never hear before has been said. Matt Gaetz has pulled out. It was the first time for everything. Yes, Matt Gaetz's attempt to become our attorney general has been aborted. His throbbing anger, his breathless ineptitude, and his just downright silliness has failed. We talked about this a lot. Matt Gaetz is a person who is well hated among Republicans as well as Democrats, and there are institutional forces that were lined up to stop him. This is why I had recommended a little while back that we just have Democrats get up a la Animal House and march out. Just walk out. Have a press conference ready, have a camera ready, have young women who've been victims of assault ready, and destroy him. Do what Republicans would do. Don't worry about precedent and collegiality and all these things. Those are not synonyms for fascism. So what you do is you destroy him. But we didn't. The key is you destroy him when you walk out to a camera, because you tell him you're not going to even dignify this man with a hearing. Why would you? You're not going to give somebody who has never tried a case before, or is being investigated for numerous felonies, who's a security risk. I mean, there's a million other things. Remember when he broke into the skiff and he exposed some of our secrets potentially? Do you think the man's not had conversations with Vladimir Putin to be called? The guy is a risk, and he's a terrible human being in so many ways. Oh, I forgot the drunk driving. They should have come out with a big poster of that. But this is just a sort of entree. The overall point here is we can win, and we did just now. And we don't even have to do anything. In fact, sometimes it's better if we don't. I got attacked by some people on the left for this, as I tried to explain. You see, there are still divisions in the Republican Party. There are still a couple of people that have a little bit of dignity. In the Senate, I'm mostly thinking of just Lisa Murkowski. Again, Susan Collins will put on her shocked face and often do the wrong thing. But none of Mitch McConnell tells her to do the right thing. And in this case, I think he did. Mitch McConnell is not our friend. He is an enemy of democracy. He's an enemy of decency. He's an enemy of all that is good. But the truth of the matter is that when King Kong and Godzilla fight, you just kind of let them fight, don't you? Maybe even encourage it, right? Maybe chuck a little bit of chum in front of both of them, hope they attack each other. And that way you get a shark show up and maybe a battery. And then Donald Trump comes. Okay. So what have we learned here? We can beat these guys. There are all these divisions within their own party. And if you learn politics and you learn how to win, you do it by helping to divide those that are already divided. Anger them at each other. Find the issues that tear them apart. Find the personal things that tear them apart. Stop being nice. And again, there are a number of Democrats in the House who've learned this lesson, but we need a party transformation quickly. We need to all get on the same page as our loudest Jasmine Crockett's and Eric Swalwell. We cannot have people who are just sitting there sort of saying, oh, well, we'll give him a hearing. No hearing. He's not qualified and he's a criminal. No hearing for Peter Hegseth with his Nazi symbol on his arm and his rape. No hearing for RFK Jr. Thinks if you use Adderall, you should go to prison for 10 years. And thinks that Jews are uniquely somehow immune to COVID, and thinks that, I guess it just was reported to the government. Our own government started doing it. And we can go on and on. It doesn't really matter. In the end, he's a lunatic. Oh, and by the way, there's also Tulsi Gabbard, who we've been hearing about for years and her connections to Russia. Again, and there'll be more like that. Look, some of them like Marco Rubio and Stefanik and others are going to get through. An old gravel pit herself. She doesn't take... she's not too busy taking Cricket 2 Electric Boogaloo to the gravel pit to put it into her head. She'll be Homeland Security. But we can divide and we can win, and this is how you do it. You fight hard, and then you know when not to fight hard and let them fight each other.